Sup? It's Hallie. Welcome back to more Aidyn Plus. We're going to be going through the castle today. There are approximately 5 million conversations that happen in this castle, but we're going to try and see them all anyway. The first one's with this guy right here. Oh, Squire! Good day, sir. Good day, Squire. He's going to be back in the castle. You might not feel that way after you turn around, young Squire. Oh, and why is that? Well, Sir Brecken is right behind you, and he doesn't look too thrilled. Oh, perhaps I'll just be on my way then. A splendid idea, Squire. And sure enough, Sir Brecken is right here. The king is waiting to see you. Is he mad? He's worried. He told Sheridan to stay out of the woods, but there wasn't time to warn all of the squires. I suppose he feels a little responsible. But that's crazy! I decided to go. He'd like to see you right away. I'll be there with him when you arrive. Yes, you will. But when we arrive, who knows? I could talk to him again and pick those other fork options, but I'm not gonna. We're just gonna, we're gonna go with one for each person, because it would take forever if we actually tried to cover every single conversation. And why would I spoil the entire game for you? Even though that's basically what this LP is going to do in the first place. And in true Aileron fashion, we're not going to see the king right away. Aileron, King told me to make myself available for you. I am downstairs in the lab. Godric. Oh gosh, Godric's downstairs. Guess we better go talk to him instead of the king. See, laboratory. That's how you knew. How do I turn this camera again? This way. There we go. Still getting used to my controller. You'll just have to deal with it. Hey, Godric. Hello, Squire. What can I do for you? Squire? Godric, it's me. I'm looking for some way to heal myself. A potion, perhaps. Oh, of course it's you. Who else would it be? I mean, it's me, Aileron. Don't you remember? Remember what? Remember who I am. Who you are? Don't you know? Maybe I should come back later. I'm in a lot of trouble. No. I know I'm in a lot of trouble. Boy, you really are melodramatic. Now pay attention. You're Aileron, the king's favorite squire and Sir Brecken's biggest frustration. Brecken was born frustrated. Well, they just want to take care of you. They still feel guilty, you know, losing your village in that raid. I mean, all those villagers attacked and all horrible it was. Meanwhile, the king and the knights are sitting pretty back in Guardia, riding their ponies, playing with Sheridan. Do you know the village I came from? No one knows it. It was destroyed by goblins 17 years ago. You were the only survivor. And incidentally, 17 is Aileron's age. There you go, that's how you find out. Godric, why did he do it? Do what? Why did the king bring me back here? There were a lot of raids back then, weren't there? He could have just left me at a farm or another village somewhere. Well, I guess he likes you. Phelan always has. Don't tell me you never noticed. Maybe I should come back later. Whatever you say. And there's our Godric conversation. Nice talking to you, Godric. Catch you later, man. We're gonna head on upstairs too. So there's more conversations to be had. Let's go around over this way. Yeah, this setting is gonna be a whole lot of yakety yak. Not that that wouldn't be the case anyway, with me having to blather on about the things I changed and whatnot. Master Bowden!
Well, 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 if it isn't our long-lost squire, to what do we owe the pleasure of your return? You want to know about research into forest squibs, don't you? Well...
I'm sorry, Master Bowden, I can't talk about that right now. I've got to find a cure for my poison. Oh, that just ends it immediately. Well, we're not going to go with that one. Do you know a cure for goblin poison?
Potions are made from herbs and spices into draughts of healing. If you have a draught of healing or a potion, you drink that and you are restored.
Yes, but...
We went over all that last week in wizardry class. Where were you?
Excuse me, Master Bowden, I must have missed that class.
I wonder why. Now, if I remember correctly, I told your group that there were no true cures for goblin poison as of yet.
But you've been studying magic for years! You've read every book!
There are alchemists and magicians who are experimenting with healing potions. Rada, for example, and that curse, I think it is. You must, of course, provide them with the proper number of reagents, and if you had been to my lecture, then you would know that a healing potion requires how many herbs? Maybe you should visit the library. It seems there's a lot you don't know.
Will I find a remedy there?
Well, that depends. Saying you can read.
You know I can read.
I'm sorry, Aileron. I don't mean to tease you quite as much as I do. There are hundreds of spells and potions recipes waiting on the kingdom bookshelves. The trick will be finding one that works, that, you'll need a teacher.
Is there a spell of healing?
Not exactly. As you know, a spell is just a series of words, thoughts, gestures that come together in a certain combination. They don't exactly heal, although if you know the right patterns, they can make you stronger. Then again, even knowing these patterns isn't everything. Spells must be taught by a wizard, or a mage, or a magician, which are all basically the same thing. So a wizard can only teach you a spell he or she already knows. It's a wonder anyone figured out any magic, ever. If you want to learn the elemental spells, you must find a wizard of the elemental. If you want to learn a spell of stars, you must find a star magician, and so on throughout the 4 schools, which, by the way, would be...
Are you asking me a question?
I'm a teacher, Squire. Of course I'm asking you a question. Now, what are 4 schools of magic?
Well,
By the plains, it's basic wizardry.
I know it is. Just give me a minute.
I don't know how anyone can wander around in such ignorance. You may disappear from class and ignore your books, but goblin poison is nothing to laugh about, young man. I think it's time you started to take your responsibilities a bit more seriously. And speaking of responsibility, it might be time soon to hone your manners.
What do you mean?
You're rude, if I may speak plain. You should be more diplomatic, you know. It is often said that you attract more bees with syrup than you do with salt. Or is it flies with honey?
I understand, sir. I do. I will put some time into it. I will. Yeah. Thanks, bud. Thanks for the lore and the lesson and all that fun stuff. He has quite a bit more to say, but that voice is actually already killing me, and that doesn't bode well for the rest of what we're doing today. But I'll try. I'll try to keep it up. This terrible voice acting, it can only get worse, right? Ah! There you be! Ketchina, you're just the person I'm looking for. Maybe you can help me. If you pick one of these, I think it's this one, she'll give you a free spice. Dreams? Being they are messages. Asking you are about these dreams? I am. I had one that bothers me. So I see. Have you tried being quiet to the dreams think about? Thanks for that Yoda statement. I'm not very good at keeping quiet, Ketchina. Yes, will you be knowing of this? More diplomatic should you be? Quiet, I'm thinking, would help make the message clear. Can you remember it? Well, it took place in the clouds. I saw the goblins there, and I thought it was because of the poison. Goblin poison being not the cause of your dream. In the clouds, you said? Yes, and I saw a woman there. Being it said with my people that the place you saw, the gods used to talk. There they play some games and tell stories. In this place they entertain those that have a purpose. Special you seem to be, Pup. This dream may say so. But with the goblins there, I thought it was because of the poison. Both you and Oriana are lucky to escape from goblins. Oriana was attacked by goblins? And when was this? Long ago. Remember, Pup, these dreams may come again. Pay attention to them. They are messages. I picked the wrong one and we did not get the free spice. But that's okay. Don't worry about it. One of those 3 options, if you pick it the first time you talk to her, she'll give you spice. And if you pick it the second or third time, you don't get it. Because it triggers a plot flag that says you don't get no more free spice. Oh well. 1 spice is not going to make or break this run. Hello, Brenna. Hello, Aileron. I thought the king would have you scrubbing the floors in the Great Hall by now. You'd love to see that, wouldn't you? Why didn't you talk or take me with you to look for Kendall? You wouldn't be on this travel alone. If I'd taken you with me, we both would have gotten lost. Well, at least the goblins haven't affected your sense of fair play. Oh, flattery. You don't have to take everything I say as a compliment. Why not? Don't you like me, Brenna? I put up with you, Aileron. Others don't. You're so rude. Learn to be more diplomatic. You'll get farther. Nice talking to you, too. There are actually a couple more people we could go to see right now if we wanted to, but it's not really worth it to talk to them until you've already talked to the king. So let's just get this over with.
Thank goodness you've come back safely.
Yes, sir.
Aileron, you are a good and loyal squire, but the world can be dangerous, as you have discovered. After consulting with my advisors, I have decided that this poison, however slow it may be, is beyond the skills of Runia's healers. You must journey to Aramon. You will find a Mirari healer there. Their king has long been a friend of and ally to this land. I have written a letter to tell him who you are and why you need his aid. Please present this letter to Zaman using all the ritual and customs which should accompany a representative of our realm.
Thank you, sir.
The road to Aramon is easily followed, but you should have companions on this trip. Therefore, I have ordered Sarah Brecken to be at your disposal. He is the best fighter I know, and you would do well to bring him along. But you and he must discuss it first.
Yes, the boy and I will talk later. We will decide whether I will go.
However, the goblins have been rising in the forest, and I cannot spare more than 2 companions at this time. You may take your friend Brenna. She is quite resourceful in her own way, and she seems to be able to move well in difficult places. And Master Bowden has agreed to let you take his apprentice Rhea. She is quite involved these days with her own experiments, but she may be persuaded to seek more exotic herbs and ingredients along the road. I am sure she will be a great spellcaster one day. Finally, you may also choose Godric, our alchemist. He is a bit strange, but he could prove useful, and his knowledge would help you immensely. Everyone else must stay here at the castle, I'm afraid. I need to discover all I can about the goblins. As with any endeavor, your success will depend on who you choose to bring with you. I will not allow you to leave until you have picked your companions. Think carefully about your group. Talk to them before you make your decision. You may take only 2 with you, so choose wisely. And do not hesitate to seek the advice of your teachers and friends. Be sure to see Traherne, as he will have some equipment for you, I'm sure.
Yes, sir. You are too generous, Your Majesty.
On the contrary, Sir Brecken, I am quite sorry to see this boy go. Now, there are a few more obligations you should attend to on your way. As you leave Vernia, be sure to pay your respects to Gabrian for the attentions he has shown you over the years. And be sure to visit the farms. Find Kendall's family and tell them what has happened. Use all your sensitivities as you give them this news.
I will be sure to do that, sir.
I fear that this is as much as I can help you. As you know, I had always hoped that you would finish your training here and one day be pledged as a knight. It is still my greatest wish to someday see you and Sheridan go forth together under the kingdom banners. Therefore, I have decided that should you succeed on this quest, you will be made knight.
Your Majesty! Make him a knight? Thank you, sir. Now you are too generous, sir. Too generous by far!
That is my privilege, Brecken.
Yes, sir.
When Alaron returns, he will receive his sword of office and see his name inscribed on the roll.
It is my fondest wish. And this is Alaron's chest cavity. Hello.
And it will be my pleasure to accept the boy. Know that this honor awaits, and guide him accordingly.
I will do more than keep it in mind.
Very well. Go then, Alaron, with my blessing. Heal yourself and return to us. We will be waiting.
Thank you, Your Grace. I will do my best.
Indeed, Squire. See that you do. Bring that letter to Zaman, boy.
New journal entry. I should probably read the journal entries, too. We'll get to that in a second. We gotta go over here. I got another scene. May I have a word with you? Yes, sir. This plaque. Yes, sir. It is the knightly roll. It names all knights in Guernia. There are so many, sir. Many must serve, Squire. But it's also something more, sir. That is correct. Every town in the kingdom has a list like this. To have your name on the roll is more than an honor. It is an induction into a world both smaller and bigger. It is a smaller world because you become part of a select. It is larger because you also take on the burden of knighthood and all the honor of valor and truth that entails. I have promised myself to go with you on this trip if you want me, and I have promised the king to make you worthy of this role. So now I will promise you. Mark this list well, take it to heart, and understand that if you ever give me reason to doubt yourself or your abilities, you will never see your name here. I will see to that, personally. I understand. Act well and I will be your truest sponsor. Thank you, sir. Now you must choose a group, and you might think of a bath as well. Someday my name will be on this list. Well, let's have a look at that list. It lists like all the different places and the knights you can serve there. Lots of names, but none of them are really important. Yeah, Trevor. Sir Trevor. Special mention. Oh yeah, Beckon. For his heroism of Lonely Mountain. Beckon. That's like the first time I think you hear about his name, actually. Okay, so. This has opened up a substantial number of conversations. And the first of which is right here. So one of my favorite things about a Brecken is that if you want to get this game started real fast, and you don't want to have to, like, faff about with, like, talking to people and dialogue trees and stuff, a Brecken is really easy to get, because all you have to do to get them is Mash on through. And he's your party member. Ta-da! But that's no fun. We're gonna actually hear what he has to say, because that's why we're here, right? Bracken, get over here. Don't ask. You mean about the quest? There, you see? You've already brought it up. You're still angry with me, aren't you? Anyone can see you're not ready. You're too young, too inexperienced, and too often rude. By the way, the next time the king asks to see you, please be on time. And when the king gives you a letter, please remember to say thank you. You still have it, don't you? Is it that valuable? No, the letter is worthless, but it implies a courtesy from our king to another. We've been allies of the Mirari for a long time now. We don't want to offend them. It's bad form. You need to be more diplomatic. That's like the third person who's told us to be more diplomatic. As you travel, you'll see it's important to recognize the customs of different people and places. That letter is one of them. Now, if you'll excuse me... No, Bracken. But I must ask you. Very well, let's get it over with. Look, if you don't want to go, what I want doesn't matter. When the king gives an order, I follow it, as all knights must. If you chose me for the group, I'll go. What do you want to do? Brave and gallant Sir Bracken. You make a good beginning. Go on. I forgot what I was gonna say. Find me when it comes back to you. We'll get him later. For now, I'm gonna head on up here. Because the kitchen should be right over here. This castle is extremely confusing the first time you play this game. I've been through it so many times that I kind of just know it by now. But they've also got, like, this mini-map that you can follow. But even that's kind of confusing. Hey, Gavrin. Gavrin? I forgot what voice I gave him.
Well, Laurent, so you're back! Thank heavens you're safe! I thought His Majesty would turn this castle inside out looking for you! Which reminds me, boy, what are you doing here in the kitchen? Shouldn't you report to Bracken and the king?
I've already seen Sir Bracken and the king.
Oh dear, I'm sure that was uncomfortable. He says you knew better than to go off into the forest alone.
You make one little mistake around here and nobody lets you forget it.
Oh, Laurent, it wasn't a little mistake. We were all worried to death.
Who asked you to worry?
Impulsive! You're simply impulsive. Why do you have to frighten us all like that?
I don't know, Gavrin. I didn't mean to.
Don't you know how I'd feel if something happened to you? I'm an old man, Alaron, and I've raised you like my own child. When you take off like that...
Gavrin, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Oh, what did I tell you? I found Sheridan in your room while you were gone.
You're kidding! Did he steal anything?
Why, Alaron, that's a horrible thing to say. Why would the prince steal anything from anyone?
I don't know, Gavrin. He's just been asking a lot of questions about me lately.
Such as?
Such as, are you really sure you don't know who your mother was? I mean, really.
That is odd.
Yeah, well, I'd better be off.
Alright, boy, come see me soon.
Alright, here's hoping I actually can. There is another conversation you can have with Gavrin later, but I'm not exactly sure which plot flags allow you to see it, and I've run into times where, like, he just straight up vanishes and you can never talk to him again. But, hopefully that doesn't happen. Is this the one? No, this isn't the room. This is just... This room is empty. There's nothing special here. But on the other side, there's an identical room with something we're absolutely going to want. So let's mosey on over there. We are back on the ground floor with Sir Bracken. Yeah. Let's go through here. And while we're here... Hello, Rada. Rada, I can't. No discussions. I'm too busy, and I'll continue to be too busy for a long time. Please go away. I love Rada so much. Since when are you so busy? Since Shamsuk decided to start cursing my friends, without warning, without permission of the council. And he did a pretty good job of it, too. I guess some of our wizards feel they're above the rules. Who's Shamsuk? That's a stupid question. I thought there were no stupid questions. You're one of Bowden's students, aren't you? Shamsuk is the necromancer. The what? Squire, I have a real problem here. Now I'm sure whatever is troubling you is important, but I'm very busy. And I can't help, so please go out the way you came in. No, I have to talk to you. I need to talk to you. I'm going to Aramon and I need a group to travel with. The king told me to ask you. He's right. There are many enchantments on the path right now. Some dangerous and some not. Either way, a good magician would be useful. Are you? A good magician, I mean. You want me to turn you into a bat or something? What kind of spells can you cast? Naming. The spells of ancient power and control. I'm very powerful, you know. Does that scare you? It should. Either way, a good magician would be useful. About the group. I've been thinking about who I should take along. I've been thinking about either you or Godric. Well, when you make up your mind, you know where to find me. But did I mention I'm very busy? You did. You did.